y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles, and on this episode we're going to review Ring of Honor Survival of the Fittest for 2018. Now, unlike other years, this is a one-day tournament instead of a multiple-day one, so a little bit different, a little bit interesting how they set this up. Basically, we have 6 first-round matches, and the winners of those 6 matches go into the finals in a 6-way elimination. Jumping right into the show, the first match of the first round, Christoper Daniels versus Beer City Bruiser. I wanted to like this match. I think it was a little bit too short. They just didn't give enough time to really do anything. It was okay. I like both these guys. I'm a huge fan of Christoper Daniels, and Beer City Bruiser I think is very underrated. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think they gave these guys enough time. I'm going to give this match a 2 out of 5. I liked it, but I wish it would have went longer. Christoper Daniels picked up the win on this. Like I said, I wish it was a longer match. Next up, our second of the first round matches. Colin Delaney versus Dalton Castle versus Hangman Adam Page. Conversely, I rather enjoyed this match. This is one of my favorite matches of the night. Probably between this and the next match were my 2 favorite matches of the night, actually. I like this. I like the 3-way, the way they all 3 work together. The little bit of the tidbit that we learned from Colt Cabana and Ian Riccaboni that Delaney helped to train Dalton Castle, and Dalton Castle kind of surpassed him. Added a little bit to the story, added a, are they going to help each other? Or are they going to hurt each other aspect to it? Which ended up being, at the end, Adam Page picked up the win. I thought this was a fantastic match. I thought it was a fantastic 3-way. I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed this match. Now next up, our third of the first round matches. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams versus Jonathan Gresham, the Octopus. I'm torn between this one and the match before as which match I thought was the best. This was more of a technical clinic. This is 2 really good mat-based wrestlers showing you how a mat-based wrestling match could be really interesting and really fun and keep you entertained. I loved this match. I loved the back and forth between the 2. I thought it was thoroughly awesome. I kind of thought Tracy Williams might pick up the win to be the surprise of the first round, but Jonathan Gresham did pick it up. I give this match a 4. Like I said, between this and the match before, probably my 2 favorite matches of the night. Now, our fourth match of the opening round, we have Flip Gordon versus Guerrero Maya Jr. Versus Andrew Everett. We're seeing a lot of new faces in Ring of Honor, and I don't know if that's in anticipation of maybe being the Elite crew leaving Ring of Honor. We've seen with guys like Colin Delaney, Tracy Williams, and now in this match, the CMLL guy, Guerrero Maya Jr., and Andrew Everett. So, a little bit of that. I like the influx of fresh talent, especially more as we keep going down the card here. This was another really good match. The only thing I think that took away from it was Bully Ray distracted Flip Gordon, who tried to take a dive at him and hit basically a barricade and eliminated himself, allowing Guerrero Maya Jr. to pick up the win. I'm kind of thinking that the Bully Ray Flip Gordon feud is run its course. Depending on where you watch Ring of Honor or how you watch it, and I hope this is not a spoiler for you, but we've already seen Flip Gordon picking Sandman to go up against Bully Ray's friend Silas Young, and then having to be punished by taking 10 hits with a Singapore cane, a la Tommy Dreamer many years ago. I don't know where they go. Maybe Final Battle, it's a loser leaves Ring of Honor match. I don't know. But I kind of think it's going a little past its prime. I give this match a 3 overall. I think that the Bully Ray interference took a little bit away from it and, in my honestly, deflated my balloon a bit, I guess you could say, and made it not as interesting. Next up, we have a couple other new to Ring of Honor guys. The Darewolf PJ Black versus Luchasaurus. And again, this was another really solid match. Got 2 more guys that you can bring in that could be stars in the company. Guys that are known from other companies. PJ Black from being Justin Gabriel in WWE and also in Lucha Underground. And of course Luchasaurus coming from Lucha Underground and also formerly of WWE Developmental. I thought this was a really good high flyer versus big man match. I thought they worked it out really well. PJ Black picked up the win. I give this match a 3. I thought it was a really fun and a really good match to have here. Like I said, I like the fact that we see a lot of an influx of new guys on the show, really bringing a freshness into the Ring of Honor product. Next up, we have the 6th and final first round match for Survival of the Fittest tournament. Stuka Jr., again from CMLL, versus Silas Young versus Marty Scurll the Villain. Another good match, not quite as good as the other 3-way matches that they had, but this was still a really good match. I think the story that they wanted to tell was that these guys are 3 rule breakers. I'm not familiar with Stuka Jr. I haven't watched a whole lot of CMLL outside of highlights and the odd match, just because I can't really get into it, especially with the Spanish commentary. I at least need some precursors to watching something, or at least for the first couple episodes or couple viewings, I need someone letting me know this is this, this is this, this is why. But anyway, I digress. That's a different story for a different show. Marty picked up the win here. I'm going to give this one a 3. I thought it was a good match. Not quite as good as the other 3-ways in the first round, but still a pretty good match. Next up, we have a Women of Honor match, and the winner of this will go into a fatal 4-way at Final Battle against Sumi Sakai and 2 other unknown wrestlers. We have Madison Rayne versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I like this match. I like both of these wrestlers. I think they're really good wrestlers. I would have maybe liked to see both of them in that fatal 4-way and then throw in Kelly Klein, who I kind of think is a little bit getting pushed to the background right now when she really shouldn't be. I think she is the cream of the crop as far as women's wrestlers, not only in Ring of Honor, but one of the top women wrestlers in the world, one of the top wrestlers in the world, period. Not that Madison Rayne or Britt Baker aren't up there with her. I just think that she's at a different level right now, and that's not a knock on anybody else. I was a little bit shocked that Madison Rayne picked up the win here. I give the match itself a 3. Afterwards, we get the Twisted Sisters, Holodead, and Thunder Rosa come down and attack both women, so I'm guessing that's going to set up a tag team match either at one of the Global War shows or Final Battle. I'd like to see it at Final Battle, maybe give us more than one Women of Honor match, although I guess they really can't because Madison Rayne will be in the 4-way, so hopefully we get multiple Women of Honor matches at Final Battle, not just the one obligatory one. That being said, moving on to the next match, we have the Kingdom of TK O'Ryan, Vinny Marseglia, and Matt Taven versus the Elite, Cody Rhodes, and Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. One thing, a revelation that came from this show, and I haven't caught up the last few New Japan shows, so I don't know if it's something that happened in New Japan. I haven't had the time to get caught up to New Japan. But they mentioned a few times during the show that these guys are no longer the Bullet Club. They're the Elite. Basically, Cody, the Bucks, Marty Scurll, and Adam Page. And I'm guessing Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi as well, and Yujiro and Chase Owens. Kind of found that interesting. I don't know if it's something maybe I've been missing because I didn't see the last couple New Japan shows. Unfortunately, when the New Japan shows happen during the week, it's hard for me to catch up and watch them because of my work schedule. And watching a 4 or 5 hour show that I just don't have the time to cut out for it. Usually I catch up on the weekend, but this weekend's been very busy. So, like I said, I haven't caught up to those yet. So I don't know if it's something that's happened in New Japan, but I did think it was a shocking revelation, at least to me. At least to the fans that watch just Ring of Honor or aren't caught up on New Japan. This match was good. I liked it. But then we're getting a little bit too much away from what Ring of Honor is with all these matches ending with run-ins and weird finishes. We see the 2 referees, because the Kingdom requested there would be 2 referees here, because when they lost the 6-man title, the illegal man was pinned. So they wanted to keep honor, keep everything straight. But we see Paul Turner, and we see, oh man, why can't I think of his name? I can see his face right now. We see the 2 refs basically get knocked down and basically knocked out. And then we see a new referee coming down only to take off a baseball hat and show it's Brandy Rhodes, to which the Elite seemingly get a win with Brandy counting the 3 count. The other 2 referees wake up, say that the match be restarted. We have a thing where Matt Taven goes to hit Cody, but accidentally knocks out Brandy. Cody's tending to Brandy. He's trying to play it off as an accident, but then, as Cody's carrying Brandy, he straight up just attacks him with her in his arms. So, we're going to see where the Matt Taven-Cody dichotomy goes from here, if Cody continues on with Ring of Honor past Final Battle. I assume Final Battle main event's going to be Matt Taven versus Jay Lethal. I don't know if maybe they're going to make it a 3-way and throw Cody Rhodes in there. I wouldn't, though. I thought this match was good. The Kingdom ended up picking up the win after the restart, becoming the new 6-man champions. Again, though, with the run-ins, with the Twisted Sisters coming out, with Bully Ray, this be the 3rd match of the night that had a run-in type situation. It's kind of detracting, like I said, from what Ring of Honor actually is and what it stands for. I give this match a 3. I thought it was good, but it's at this point that started to weigh on me a bit. Next up, we have the SCU tag team of Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, the tag team champions, versus Jeff Cobb and Jay Lethal, the TV champion and world champion, in a champions match. I thought this was a really good back and forth match. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed the 2 of them, the 2 teams going against each other. I thought Lethal and Cobb worked better together than they probably should have. I thought this was a really fun match between all 4 guys. All 4 guys are really great wrestlers. So there's not really you can complain about when you have the 4 guys going at it. We see towards the end of the match, Scorpio Sky gets hit with a chair that's thrown by Mark Briscoe. The Briscoe brothers are on stage. Again, another run-in situation. Detracted a little bit. Jeff Cobb did not see this. He hits Kaz with the Tour of the Islands. Cobb and Lethal pick up the win. Afterwards, they play up, they shake hands. The Briscoes go away. You give this match a 3 again. To me, the last 3 matches and the match where Bully Ray interfered, it took a little bit off having interference in. I don't mind every now and again, once a show, but 4 times on a card that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 40% of the matches had some kind of screwiness to them. That's a little bit high. We're almost getting to WCW levels of chicanery, which I don't expect from Ring of Honor. That being said, going into our main event of the night, a six-way match, a six-way elimination match. Christopher Daniels versus Hangman Adam Page versus the Octopus Jonathan Gresham versus Guerrero Maya Jr. versus PJ Black versus Marty Scurll. Whew, that was a lot to say. I thought this was a really good match. This is fun. I like Survival of the Fittest because of these finals, because of these matches. I wish there was more multi-person elimination matches. I don't like fatal four-ways and such like that, where one pin ends a match. I like the elimination style and elimination of this elimination style. I'm not going to go too far into dissecting every pinfall, but basically the first person that got eliminated was Guerrero Maya Jr., then Jonathan Gresham, which was a little bit of a surprise. I kind of thought he was one of the favorites to win the match. Then PJ Black. Again, minor surprise, not as big a surprise as Gresham. But the fourth person to get eliminated was a big surprise, Hangman Adam Page. I expected him to win, to be honest with you. And when we got down to the four men left, when PJ Black and Christopher Daniels and Marty Scurll and Adam Page were kind of wrestling a tag team match, it kind of got to the point where after PJ Black got eliminated, I figured the Elite guys would team up, eliminate Daniels, and then we'd see Marty win by a roll-up or something silly. He tried to roll up Page during the three-way portion where it was Page, Daniels, and him, but he didn't get that. He didn't get it, so a little bit of weirdness, but not too bad. Like I said, I was surprised Adam went out fourth. I kind of expected the last two people to be Jonathan Gresham and Hangman Adam Page, kind of to elevate them into that main event picture. The fifth person eliminated, and the winner by default, Christopher Daniels, gets eliminated fifth, leaving the villain Marty Scurll as the winner of Survival of the Fittest and a future Ring of Honor World Championship match. I really like this. Like I said, I like the format of it. I like the little how everybody works together and works against each other. I like that you can see that they have to use a strategy in the match. I really enjoy this type of thing. This is more of what Ring of Honor is about, not the run-ins. I give this match itself a 4. I thought it was a really good match, probably my third favorite match of the night. And it was just very enjoyable. That being said, we're going to go into our overall ratings. Now, I know I sounded kind of negative on some things, and I am a little bit negative on some aspects. But overall, my overall enjoyment of the night, I'm going to give them the whole night a 4. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully there's not too many nights like this where they go overboard with run-ins and stuff of that nature. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't give the individual matches better scores, but my overall enjoyment of the night, we had basically 3 matches that were 4s. One match that I thought was a 2, but it's only because of the length of the match, and all the rest I thought were 3s that could have been 4s if not for the interference factor. So I'm going to push it a little bit. I'm going to be more on the positive side and give the whole show a 4. I thought it was a good show, a really fun show. I love the influx of new talent. I love the format of the Survival of the Fittest. A lot of questions coming out of the show, which is what a wrestling show should leave you. It should leave you with some answers going from before and give you a whole set of new questions going forward. With all that being said, my name is George Coles, and this is about my review of Survival of the Fittest 2018.